What's going on, guys? Welcome back to our channel. We talk all things IT. Today we're going to be doing a tech review on the DJI MIC 2. Now I know this thing has a lot of hype around it, and let's see if it's really worth the price point. So starting off, honestly, the packaging it comes with is what you'd expect from a DJI product. Stuff usually comes in decent packaging, feels good, not cheap, feels expensive, and that's always a good sign. Now, let's talk about what's in the box. First off, of course, we get the charging case. Along with the charging case, you get one receiver and you get two transmitters, as well as the charging case itself. Now, also within the charging case, you also get two adapters. You get one lightning adapter for those of you who have not upgraded to the 15 Plus. And then we also get a Type-C for those of you who have, or for those of you who have Type-C connections that you need to use. With those two adapters, those are honestly great additions. And the way that you'd actually use those, which I do like a lot, is simply by sliding this little piece off here and then sliding in the adapter piece itself. So that makes it really convenient and easy to use. Doesn't seem like you can really go wrong here when connecting it. It also gives you a prompt on the screen letting you know that it's either been disconnected or that it is connected. So, key feature right here. Just thought we should talk about that for a little bit. Next up, besides the microphone itself in the charging case, we do get two windscreens for either mic, and then we also get a charging cable as well as an aux camera cable. So this is, of course, like I said, to use for your camera. So if you have a little small rig and you have your camera set up that way, then this is a great addition to your setup. And of course, everything that all of these items come in is a nice DJI MIC 2 carrying case. Now the case seems like it's made out of a sort of fake leather, artificial leather, but it does feel really good, and in the inside is cushioning. This is a pretty good case to carry around and keep permanently for this mic. I wouldn't suggest changing it out unless, of course, you have another camera bag with the facilities to hold all of this stuff. Now, since we're done with the unboxing, let's take a look at the key features of this mic. First thing being the range. On this mic, they have an advertised range of 250 meters, which is 820 feet of range. That is quite a lot of range. Next up is going to be the all-in-one storage case, which we took a look at, just a quick look at, but we're going to take a more in-depth look at in a second. The other one is an extended battery life of 18 hours when you get the charging case with it. Alone, the transmitters and receivers, I believe, come with 6 hours of battery life, but with the case you can extend it to up to 18 hours. It's got great compatibility with all sorts of cameras, which I'll show you in a second. There are some features on the mic itself that you can actually tweak to get the best sound for your camera. Along with that, we have 14 to 15 hours of recording per transmitter with an 8 gigabyte internal storage. Basically, what that internal storage is for is recording on the mic itself, so that way you have a backup audio instead of just on your camera. So that way if your camera audio gets corrupted, you still have the one on the mic, or vice versa. Another thing, which is not much but a lot at the same time, is the touchscreen in the dial. The dial is very smooth and rigid, very responsive. It feels, and the screen as well is very responsive, which is surprising for the size of the screen. It also does come with intelligent noise cancellation, which we'll take a look at right now, actually, since we're talking about it. So to switch to noise cancellation mode, you're just going to click the power button on the right side of your transmitter. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. Now what you're hearing right now is intelligent noise cancellation. Let's talk a little bit about the intelligent noise cancellation and if you should use it or not. Now the intelligent noise cancellation is okay. It's not very good, but it's as best as you're probably going to get in a little lavalier style mic like this. Of course, it is an option. You can turn it on and off. I wouldn't suggest not using it, but I wouldn't suggest using it either. And the reason why I say that is if you have a good editing software, you can just edit a noise reduction over the audio clip and it usually sounds pretty clean. So you don't necessarily need to go to the extra trouble of turning this on, but at the same time, it's not that much extra to do. So using them both in addition to one and other may be the way to go. I'm not too sure yet. I haven't tried it out, but I wouldn't suggest it's using one or the other, or if you are going to use one or the other, use your software because it is going to be way better than what this mic can do. And another thing I want to take a look at is the 32-bit float setting. Now you can actually turn on the 32-bit float setting on the mic itself. The way you do that is you swipe down, you go over to transmitter settings, click on it, and then scroll over until you find 32-bit float active, and then you can turn that on. Now keep in mind, once you do turn on 32-bit float active, your battery life is going to drop to about 11 hours per transmitter. Now, it's not a necessarily huge trade-off if those extra 4 to 3 hours matter to you, but ultimately that is up to you and your preferences and what you need the mic for at that moment. The good thing is you can always change it anytime you want. Now, along with the mic settings, while you're in the transmitter section, there is a lot more you can do in here, such as low cut, record stop block, noise reduction via button, auto record, etc. So there's a lot of things you can do in here to customize it. I can make a best settings for you video at a later date. Another thing you can do on this mic is you can actually adjust the mic settings to fit your camera best. So let's take a look at that. First thing you do is on the mic, swipe down, and then you can click on receiver settings. You can either use the dial or you can scroll. You see I use it interchangeably here just because it's a little new to me. So once you get there, you'll go over to recommended camera settings, click on that. You can choose your brand and then you can choose your model. For now, I'm going to keep it on none because I am recording on the DJI Pocket 3. And the great thing about that is you can connect one of these transmitters or both of them directly to the mic instead of using the receiver. So back to the camera settings. Once you choose your preferred camera preference, it will then change all the settings on the mic itself to fit your camera best and get the best quality out of it. So if your camera is there, good job. You don't need to do anything else with the mic. You can if you'd like. We also got other options on the receiver settings, such as volume, receiver gain. You can change it to mono or studio. Also got power on and off simultaneously. That means that once your camera stops recording, the mic powers down, saves you battery life, and it's pretty easy for cleanup. We've also got receiver auto off, and we've got link device settings. One of the things we really want to take a look at though is mono. That mono setting is a pretty important setting because it's not just mono, you also have stereo. So you can change it from mono to stereo depending on your needs at the moment. Now let's actually talk about how to have the mic itself record, because you can do that just from one of the transmitters. And that is easily done by pressing the red button on the side, and then you'll see a red LED light up right above it. And that's that. Now you're recording. With that, we do see the DJI mic has a lot of interesting features and is very beginner friendly. More than likely, you don't need to tweak any of the settings when you first get it. And if you do have a camera that is on that list, then there you go. That's all you have to do. Now, is this mic worth it compared to the prior version? Now, one of the differences I see between the prior version and the new one is the style or the design itself. This one, we can kind of see all the electronics behind it, which I do like a lot. And then the old version also doesn't come with as much battery life, and it doesn't come with intelligent noise cancellation. And I don't believe it comes with 32-bit float either, or a dial. So if you're okay with missing out on those three features, then there's no problem getting the prior version. But if you can't afford this one, I do recommend you get this one because this is a great addition to your mobile setup or even your at-home setup. But yeah, make sure to let me know what you guys think about the DJI Mic 2. And stay tuned for future content and possibly a future settings video for the DJI Mic 2. That being said, you all stay safe.